Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon White 2! And in the last part, we defeated Berg, and we started heading out to Route 4, where we traded a Petalil for a Cottony, so that was pretty exciting. I don't have that Cottony in my party right now, because I was actually just over at the Relic Castle area clearing out some trainers, because I'm sure you don't want to sit here and watch me defeat some trainers all day long. That's boring, right? So first I'll actually head out to Relic Castle and show you some of the things that I found. If I can ever get... I should probably not be riding my bike here, because my bike is just going to slow me down in all those sandy parts. So these guys have nothing really important to say, they just basically tell you how to get to Relic Castle, and that there are strong Pokemon here. And also a lot of trainers, which I also cleared out in the Desert Resort area. So at the Desert Resort, there was this nurse up here whose only Pokemon was a Cleffa, and after I defeated her, of course, she opted to heal all my Pokemon. And as proof of that, I'm healing my Pokemon by talking to her right now. And she's telling me to beware of sandstorms. That's the thing about this Desert Resort, for those of you who have not watched my Let's Play of Pokemon White 1, is that all the battles in here will take place in a sandstorm, so we have to be wary of that. And what's this item? It's a yellow shard! I didn't pick up any items when I cleared out all the trainers, except I think I cheated and picked up one at the southern end of the desert, which was a Stardust, which is something that I could just sell for lots of money later on. So the Desert Resort is this pretty barren wasteland with all this sand. In fact, let me see if I can get a wild Pokemon to appear, because I might catch one of these, depending on what it is. I think there's two Pokemon I want to catch in here, but Sandile is not one of them. I think I caught a Sandile in my playthrough of White 1. I named it K-Rool after the main boss of Donkey Kong Country, and I'm not going to bother it with this time around. What do you mean I can't run from it? Okay, if I can't run from it, I guess I'll have Flik battle it, especially since Flik is getting close to evolving. Yeah, go ahead and use Sand Tomb on me. I wasn't planning on escaping from you anyway, at least not after you attacked me. And maybe I'll switch to somebody else being first in the party. I think Pokemon that are faster have a higher chance of running away from wild Pokemon, so I'll switch to Janine. See, Flik is getting really close to level 21, and since he's pretty much at max happiness, on the next level up he's going to evolve to Leave Annie. And essentially be just like the Pokemon that is Berg's signature one. Let's see if I can get something else other than a Sandile to appear. Well, here's a Dwebble. That's one of the Pokemon that Berg had, but this is not a Pokemon I'm really that interested in, so I'm not gonna bother with this one. I already have a bug Pokemon. Flik is bug type, and I also have Ugly Bug, so I'm not gonna bother with Dwebble. But Dwebble is another Pokemon you can find out here in the sand. Let's see what this one is. No, that was just another Sandile. So the wild Pokemon appearing here are not really too different from the ones that were in White 1. I mean, you have Sandiles, you have Dwebbles, you have a few other things, you have Sigilyph. And Sigilyph actually is one of the Pokemon I want to catch. You also have Maractus. Ah! Speaking of Sigilyph, here's one right here. I didn't expect to find a Sigilyph this soon, and it's a male one, so if I catch it, I'm gonna have to name it Lucian, just like I did last time. So let's see if we can catch this Sigilyph. This'll be kind of exciting. I don't know if we will, but let's see. Sigilyph is using Tailwind. I just hope it doesn't use Whirlwind, because I know wild Sigilyphs sometimes know that. But I don't think that'll work on higher level Pokemon, so as long as all my Pokemon are above level 19, which they are, then this should be good. And I don't want to use Bite, because that'll just be super effective against Sigilyph and I might KO it. And since Sigilyph are pretty rare, then I don't want to KO this one. And I better not have Janine do anything here, because Janine will just be weak against all the attacks that Sigilyph tries to throw at it, and that didn't even make any sense, did it? And I just now realized that I didn't bring along any Pokemon that cause a status problem, which is kind of dumb of me. I'm trying to check if there are any Pokemon I have which might have moves that might be not very effective, but so far all I'm coming up with is an attack that Flik knows. Oh wait, Leech Life won't be very effective. Maybe I'll use that against Sigilyph. And hope that it doesn't use Psybeam or something. Okay, actually, Leech Life is neutral, but it still doesn't do a lot of damage. Yeah, I'm just gonna use this. Okay, that Sigilyph is using Psybeam. It's probably gonna KO Janine. Yeah, it did. Oh well. Let's see, what should I do now? Does anybody else know a really weak attack? Okay, Monty knows Rapid Spin. That might work. you know what? I'm just gonna try throwing a Pokeball and see what that works. Well, actually, I'm gonna try throwing an Ultra Ball because that Sigilyph doesn't have a status problem. Come on. Oh, come on. Maybe I'm just gonna waste all my Pokeballs or something. I'm gonna try using Rapid Spin. Yeah, that only did a little bit of damage. See, I tried to use Whirlwind there, but since Monty was at a higher level than it, then that didn't work. Let's try using a Great Ball. Yeah, when I came here with the previous party, I had both Janitor and Fluffy in the party, and both of them can paralyze the Sigilyph, but... Hey! We actually caught it this time around. That's nice. Good, so now Lucian has rejoined us, because that's totally what I'm gonna nickname him when I get the option of nicknaming him, essentially. So let's go ahead and name the Sigilyph Lucian. And for those of you who don't know, Lucian is the name of one of the Elite Four in Diamond and Pearl. He used Psychic-type Pokemon, so that's why I decided to nickname the Sigilyph Lucian. And I'm gonna have to go back to the nurse to heal my Pokemon because Janine fainted, and I did not want Janine to faint because she is about to evolve into... And she is one of those Pokemon that will eventually evolve via happiness. Oh great, and this is a wild Sandile, which Flik is bad at running away from, but hey, if he levels up, he actually might evolve at this level up, so this might be exciting. I'm gonna have him use Bug Bite. He can use either Bug Bite or Razor Leaf, either of them will be super effective. Well, that took a little bit longer than I expected. I didn't expect that Sandile to use Mud Slap and everything. But hey, Flik is at level 21. Let's see if he'll evolve. Hooray! Flik is evolving, and he's going to become Leavanny. Alright, now I have something else in common with Berg. We both have a Leavanny, and it's a male Leavanny, because Leavannys are awesome and all, because they spin silk and make clothing for smaller Pokemon, which is just plain awesome, right? Even though it has terrible typing. Bug and Grass is seriously one of the worst typings in the Pokemon worlds, because it gives the Pokemon so many quadruple weaknesses. Like to Flying, to Fire. Actually, I think that's maybe the only two types that maybe have a quadruple weakness to, but it has a bunch of other weaknesses to other things as well, like Poison and that sort of thing. I'm not going to go through all the weaknesses that the Bug and Grass type has, but it's pretty sucky. But anyway, I guess now I'll head into the Relic Castle and maybe pick up some more items. Good, Janine is first in my party. So Sigilyph was one of the Pokemon I wanted to catch. There is another Pokemon that appears in the sands that I want to catch as well, and let's hope it appears at some point. No, that was just another Dwebble. What are all these Dwebbles doing in here? I don't like Dwebble. Okay, here's a Darumaka. This is another Pokemon that is pretty common in the Desert Resort, but this is another one I don't want to catch. It's actually a pretty funny story. In one of my previous playthroughs of White, not the one I did my Let's Play in, but in one of the... or maybe it was that one. Yeah, I think it was my Let's Play of White 1, in which I did catch Darumaka, and I nicknamed him Burning Man. But hey, here's a wild Sandshrew, and Sandshrew is one of the new Pokemon that appear in this area. But this is not the Pokemon I want to catch. Sandshrew isn't really that special, it's just defense-based. It evolves to Sandslash, which is this spiky hedgehog thing, nothing too important. But yeah, I nicknamed my Darumaka Burning Man, and it's actually interesting because I just moved to Nevada, which is near where this festival called Burning Man occurs. And and it's kind of interesting that I was actually able to name a Darumaka after Burning Man, so that was just kind of interesting. Oh yeah, this is a Sandile. I'm supposed to run away from it, right? So that's kind of a funny story with that. So it's too bad I'm not bothering with Darumaka now. Seriously, Janine fainted again because a wild Sigilyph she couldn't run away from, and it Psybeamed her to death. So that's not good. I'm gonna have to go back and heal her now because I don't want her to lose too much happiness points because I want her to evolve. Well, she actually doesn't need happiness to evolve to the next stage, which is Golbat. So, but it's evolving into Crobat is what she needs the happiness for. And why am I even spoiling what Janine evolves to? But I imagine since most of you are watching this video or know about Pokemon anyway, most of you, and since Zubat is a Generation 1 Pokemon... Oh wait, there was an item back up there, but I wanted to get that item. Then I figured most of you would know what Zubat evolves to. But anyway, this is a heart scale. Another one of those items that won't be important until after we defeat Clay, I think it will be. But let's go into the desert resort, see what items are there. So the trainers that are in this this Relic Castle, not the desert resort, we were already in there, are a bunch of these psychics. So I had actually my Swoobat, Mr. Batty, battle a couple of these. But let's see what we have. This item here, which is a TM for Rock Tomb. Kinda helpful if I have a Pokemon who happens to be slow. Actually, the Pokemon that I want to catch in Desert Resort, also not Sigilyph, but the other one, Rock Tomb would be a very useful attack on it, but of course, obviously, I didn't encounter that Pokemon yet. But if we drop down to this quicksand here, we will find... Do we find anything here, or... Yeah, I guess we just find this other Psychic, and I should be pulling up my Dowsing Mitchin. Yeah, we find a hidden heart scale here. Yeah, more heart scales that I can't even use. This Psychic I already battled. Ah, what's this? This might be a Yamask, actually. No, it's just another Sandshrew. If it was a Yamask, I might have gone for it. I might have went with Marek, or again, if it had been male, but this is not a Yamask, it's a Sandshrew. Or it's a Yamask disguising itself as a Sandshrew, which is highly unlikely, right? Yeah, I guess nothing too special in this Relic Castle unless I come across a Yamask. Hey, there's a Yamask! Just as I was saying that. Fortunately, Yamask shouldn't be as hard to catch as Sigilyph is, and Yamask has pretty high defense, so I think using Bite on it is pretty safe. Although Janine's ability will now become Mummy. Ah, stupid Disable. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Okay, I'll use Wing Attack instead. Fine. Okay, you're using Haze. That's fine. Will another Wing Attack do it? Well, yeah, I'll just try throwing a Pokeball at this point. Let's throw a Pokeball. And actually, if I catch this Yamask, this is a female Yamask, so I'm gonna have to name it something other than Marek. Yeah, Yamask are not too hard to catch. This one was pretty easy to catch, even though it didn't have a status problem on it. So instead of Marek, there's another character from the second season of Yu-Gi-Oh! That I can name this Yamask after, and that character is actually Ishizu, who was this mystic from the second season of Yu-Gi-Oh! This other Egyptian lady. So it makes a lot of sense to name the female Yamask Ishizu, right? So yeah, we don't get Marek, we get Ishizu, and oh, there's a hidden item off here somewhere. And I'm standing right on it! And it's a ground gem, which is a one-time use item that'll power up a ground attack. And there are hidden items all over the place. I already battled that backpacker. And this is a red shard, another item that won't be important until later on. I think shards in this game are mostly used for tutoring attacks. Did I battle that Psychic yet? If I didn't, I'll have to switch to Lassie, just because I don't want Janine battling Psychic types. And Lassie also knows Bite. Yeah, I didn't battle that Psychic yet. Okay, I guess I didn't clear out all the trainers in this desert resort because there are a lot of trainers in here. Ha! A Psychic named Future. How appropriate is that? I guess they just ran out of just generic names to give these trainers, so they just decided to provide names appropriate to their trainer class. Sadly, in this game, though, one thing I noticed is that you can't really catch Muna normally in this game until after you defeat the Elite Four. It's available in the Dream Yard, but the Dream Yard is not accessible until after you defeat the champion. So that's kind of too bad, I can't catch Muna. But, oh well, there are a couple of other second-type Pokemon which will be available shortly after we get to Nimbasa City, so I'm not too worried about that part. And yay, Lassie got to level 21, so that's always something, right? Yeah, we defeated the future. We defeated the future, now let's conquer the past. Actually, if we defeated the future, then that means all space and time will cease to exist now, because we already defeated it. Right? I don't know, maybe my logic is incorrect in that sense. Let's go down here, see what else there is. I think there are a few more items to be found. Oh, a sea of sand! I don't need go-goggles here. That is actually a reference to something in Ruby and Sapphire, where there's a desert in Hoenn, but you need the go-goggles to pass through it, otherwise you'll get sand in your eyes or something. And the Mirage Tower is a tower that actually only appeared in Emeralds, that only appeared sometimes in the sands of the desert, and it disappeared after you got a fossil from it. Okay, so here's somebody with a Dwebble. I'm gonna have to switch to somebody else. since Dwebble has high defense. It's too bad I don't have Kikucho with me. Kikucho is usually my designated Dwebble killer. Why did my game almost freeze at that point? That's not fair. Who else can I use to battle Dwebble? I don't really have anybody who can battle Dwebble that well. Oh wait, I have Monty, and he knows Metal Claw, so at least that's a thing. Dwebble's rock type, so it'll be weak to Metal Claw. Alright, so we defeated the backpacker, and I think honestly, I'm just going to wander a little bit around in this desert a little more. There was an item up there. What's the item? It's a red shard. Well, gee, I'm just getting a lot of useless items in this area, aren't I? Why am I getting all the useless stuff? Why can't I get all the interesting stuff? Well, hopefully this backpacker will have something. That doesn't just like one giant sandbox. And I should have been having Janine first in the party more often, because she needs the experience. Oh well, I think Lassie can handle this Drillbur pretty easily. I guess I didn't clear out all the trainers after all. There's a hidden item down here. What is this? Item hunting is always fun. It was right here. Hey. Oh, a Firestone. That's useful. Although I can't think... Yeah, I could use that to evolve Kahuan, especially once he's ready to evolve to Arcanine. That'll be exciting. There's a Max Ether. Nothing too exciting down here, I guess. Well, actually, I should probably be stopping the video soon, because I think I have some parts that I recorded off screen that I want to include in this part as well. So in the next part of Let's Play Pokemon White 2, we will, actually, I think we're pretty much done with the Desert Resort, unless I find that Pokemon I wanted to catch. But I'll concern myself with that in the next video, so I'll see you guys later for now.